Okay, at this time, I would like to call up Julie Orozco and Ryan Ulenot, and also Miley Haynes. The three of you would please come up. Why don't you come on up here, guys? Yeah. And for those that are wondering why these individuals are coming up here, we're talking about World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. And they will be explaining more of that. So first of all, I guess I'll give it to you, Ryan, first.
Thank you very much, Supervisor Hewitt, and thanks to all the supervisors and Assistant CEO Sayori Baldwin is here. I'm Ryan Ulencott. I'm with the Adult Protective Services Division of the Department of Public Social Services. June 15th is Elder Abuse Awareness Day. It is recognized by just really understanding that there is an impact in our community on the elderly, on the disabled. Here in Riverside County, we receive thousands of reports every month of elders and dependent adults who are abused and neglected. But the statistics tell us that only 1 out of every 10 actual incidents of elder abuse are reported. And so what we know there is, even though we receive a lot of reports, our social workers investigate many reports, we know that it is still underreported. And by the proclamation and by the exposure that we have today also reminds us that we need to be aware of our neighbors, we need to reach out to know our community, and then if there are concerns, to report to us. We're going to show a video with the number in a little bit, but it never hurts to say the number again, 800-491-7123. That's the number for Riverside County Elder Abuse and Neglect, Dependent Adults Abuse and Neglect. If you know of anybody and it's a suspicion, it's not confirmation, just a concern, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can talk to a social worker about your concerns. It is more important that we go out there, maybe nothing's going wrong, but maybe there is something, and it is all of our job to protect the elderly and the disabled and the most vulnerable in our community. So I appreciate the proclamation and the attention to this very important issue.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Miley Haynes with the Office on Aging, Riverside County. The theme this year for Elder Abuse Awareness is Seniors Deserve Our Respect and Our Attention. At the Riverside County Office on Aging, we understand that older adults, as well as their caregivers, often experience challenges and barriers as they navigate our complex systems to get the help that they need. At the Office on Aging, our priority is to provide effective, timely access to important services and resources to promote not only independence, but overall improved well-being and life satisfaction, and support safe aging with dignity. Thanks to our many and expanding partnerships across county departments and community organizations, we are proud to work closely with our older adults and their caregivers throughout the county to help improve their quality of life and reduce the risk of elder abuse. Thank you.
Okay, and before we do this, we're going to do a video, right? Okay. I'd like to comment that last week I was honored to be in a conference right over here a couple blocks away at the convention center. Had over 500, mostly professionals from this county and the counties around there. And Sayori was on that along with Chad Bianco and Jeff Van Wagen, and it was a great panel. But it made me realize that out of those over 500 people, thank goodness Supervisor Washington wasn't there, and I was the oldest person. But I'll tell you one thing, when you're talking about abuse, it comes in all forms. And it's not just scams, it's not just physically being. I'm gonna tell you, isolation and loneliness, especially since the pandemic hit. It was already a problem before, but during the pandemic, for obvious reasons, it made it even tougher. So my call is out there, if you know someone that is in that position, and it's harder, as you get older, it's harder to get around, it's harder, a lot of your friends have died off and stuff like that. So do everything you can, because right there, we're a social animal, and if we have people watching after us, then maybe we'll get to that great place that we need to be. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna do the video.
Hi, I'm Todd Blanca.
I'm Alicia Willett.
Melissa Torres.
Michelle Cardona.
We are with the Adult Services Division of Riverside County Department of Public Social Services.
June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month.
And we want to take a moment to talk about what we are doing to address the problem of elder abuse in Riverside County.
Elder abuse is much more common than people realize.
According to Department of Justice data, in any given year, about 10% of older adults will experience some form of abuse.
And the truth is, the problem is more than what they show.
Because elder abuse is very much underreported.
But it's also much more complicated than people realize.
Oftentimes, you're dealing with complex financial crimes.
Or you're dealing with abuse that's been perpetrated by a family member.
Or maybe you have an older adult who's losing their ability to care for themselves.
Due to things like mobility issues or dementia.
Issues like this add layers of complexity.
And make it challenging to identify and address elder abuse.
We've assembled teams of social workers who specialize in some of the most challenging types of abuse and neglect. We have 3 teams that we want to talk about today. The first one is called CRIS.
CRIS stands for Crisis Response Intervention Services. CRIS's role really focuses on our homeless population, which is extremely vulnerable. When someone's homeless, a senior is in homelessness, facing homelessness, it's a crisis. And our job is to come in and try to look for services and resources out there that can help our seniors get off the streets. We want to try to find the housing first so that our clients can focus on other areas that they've neglected along the way.
We also have a team called FAST.
FAST stands for Financial Abuse Specialist Team. With FAST, we investigate cases of abuse and neglect, specifically dealing with financial abuse cases. Basically, the ultimate goal at the end of a financial abuse investigation is to make sure that our older adults who have worked so hard for their money, who have saved up for their retirement, that they're not being financially exploited.
And finally, there's ISU.
ISU stands for the Intensive Stabilization Unit. Our unit gets involved when we have a client who has a cognitive impairment such as dementia and they're unable to care for themselves or their finances. So we're working on a long-term plan to ensure that they are safe and they have all their needs met.
The importance of what these teams do is immeasurable.
We're facing a huge explosion in our senior population over the next decade. They are and will continue to be the fastest growing segment of our population.
So the need for these services will only grow in the years to come.
But it's not just these teams.
Adult Services Division has staff in all kinds of areas.
But we all have the same goal.
To ensure that seniors and dependent adults in Riverside County are able to age with dignity.
Retain their independence.
And live in a safe environment.
Free of abuse and neglect.
If you suspect elder or dependent adult abuse in Riverside County, please call us.
If you see something, say something.
We have a lot of partners in this work, but our biggest partner
But our biggest partner
is you.
We're going to give you this plaque that talks about all the different things and a lot of the numbers that you brought out. If you like to step down here, we'd like to take some pictures now. Here you go.